guys, warm welcome to country. Just doing a few jobs on Christine while I'm at my daughter's house. Sealing my windscreen up. I sealed that about 15 months ago. Just real-sealing it now, and also my skylights as well. Just getting ready for winter. I'm also changing my primer pump for the fuel because she's a bit sluggish on hills. She's getting a bit slow, so I'm going to change the whole assembly because the actual primer on the old one didn't work. It was all bloody Sikaflex and sealed up for some reason. So they've obviously had problems with this in the past. And we're getting a new fuel primer pump fitted and new filters as well. I'll just show you what I'm doing. This is all thanks to Brett, mate. He did a contribution to the channel, and so I bought all those new parts. I've been meaning to get them for some time for the fuel primer. Nice and easy to do, just a few bolts. Right, I'll just show you all the parts I've got, and it's all stripped down in the dirty old one. It was a right mess, the old one was. Right guys, just a quickie on the parts that I ordered. I got them from these guys here, NFS. I think it was on eBay. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember now. I think it was was it an eBay purchase? Does it say on here? No, it might have been an online purchase. Anyway, so those are all the parts there that I got for this fitting, and it come to a total of £46.35. That's for 5 filters and a new primer pump unit. It was for a 94 Talbot Express 2.5 type engines, guys. It's the basic engine with these. Yeah, and you can see there we've got one filter, that is wrong. That 5 should be there, but anyway, not to worry about that. And this should be one filter cam type center bolt. Didn't get a bolt with it. So with these shorter filters you do get an adapted bolt, because as you know I had to adapt my bolt to fit the short cans. I just put a collar around the top of it to lock it all into one place. But you're supposed to get a bolt with a shorter cans, so there you go. But the bolt was missing, so I'm not too fussed about that anyway. I managed to sort that out. But I may phone them, they may send me one, but I don't know. And that was the actual filter fuel housing, genuine unit. M4 1.5 ports. There you go guys, so those are the part numbers. Should you wish one for the same type of motor that I've got, 94 Talbot Express 2.5 diesel turbo. Lovely job, Lee, and those are numbers if you need them. But we didn't get the bolt. Never mind. Right, let's crack on. Right guys, there we go. That's the new unit fitted. That's a new primer fitted. We've got a primer that works now. Got a pump that works. On the old one, as I say, it was all knackered and been sealed up with Sikaflex or something, so it was a right mess. But what a load of gunk that came out of this, what a mess, eh? So I've got the whole unit fitted there. It was a shorter filter. They supplied me with this unit. I asked for the filters to go with the unit, this diesel primer, and they're shorter ones. You can see that's the old one there, guys. It's a lot shorter. So I've adapted the screw there. I've put a cylinder around the top of the screw so it fits, because that screw was too long for the short filter. So I've adapted the screw there to lock it all into place. All the seals are on there, so all we need to do now is connect it. The only difference is there's 2 entries, can you see? There's one entry port there, there's an entry port on that side, but on this one I've got 4 entries. So I presume you just lock 2 off and use the other 2. But we'll give it a go anyway. We'll get it all primed up and we'll see if this works, eh? Just need to get it back in Christine now. That's all the connectors there. That's one connector there, guys. That one there, that's one connector. That's the other connector. So we'll get all that cleaned up. And bit of a messy job, guys. Loads of diesel and muck everywhere. But we'll get this unit back in Christine, we'll get it primed up, we'll bleed it, pump it up and see if it works. Right guys, back at you with the fuel primer unit issues. I'll try and get the camera steady if I can. A bit blowy and windy today, rainy as well. I've just got a clear patch which I've done a little bit more work on it. Now this primer, it's not an actual pump, it's a pump primer to get the fuel through for the filter, for the fuel filter. This is on a diesel 2.5 turbo Talbot Express. And the actual new primer part that I bought, as I said in the previous clip guys, it had 4 outlets on it, which was a bit confusing. Now the 2 bottom outlets got arrows coming into the unit, so that's obviously fuel flow in, and the 2 top outlets of the 4 have got no symbols on them at all, so it was all a little bit confusing. I did join up the 2 bottom ones, that didn't work. I joined 1 bottom one and 1 top one, so I've got 1 to the inlet and 1 to one of the top outlets of the 4. It's got no signals on, no signs on it at all. It's all a little bit confusing because obviously the old one had 2, 1 outlet, 1 inlet, so that was simple, nice and easy. And I did phone a couple of mates and a couple of Facebooks, and they said I got the wrong primer unit, but I'm sure this is a registered part for Talbot Express C4 diesels, so I was pretty sure I had the right part, so I persevered and we done it anyway. We got them on there. But then there was a leaking issue because they're old nuts and everything, and screws and everything from the old one. It had a slight leak issue on it, a little drop. Obviously you don't want it leaking at all, but these work under extreme pressure guys, because it's a pump filter kind of thing. They work under pressure, and if the pressure's not constant, then you'll have trouble starting the engine. So it had a tiny leak which was taking the pressure out of it. So what I've done, I've gone through all of the screw fittings, because there's 4 ports, 2 that are closed and not used, and 2 that you use. So all those are threaded ports with the washers on, and they're steel washers or aluminium washers. And they don't seal very well. Why they don't provide some sort of leather washers, I don't know. But anyway, I've sealed them all with this tape guys. This is RAS approved electrician tape, that stuff there. That's gone round all the threads, PTFE tape guys. That's gone round every single thread that's in the primer unit. And now we're sealed. It's not leaking at all. And I'll just turn the camera around guys. One of my followers that sent me the money through for this, which is lovely, and the filters as well, so thanks for that, Brett. Couldn't do this van life without you guys. I really couldn't, helping me along. So this is a new primer unit guys. I've had to, because it's not so deep filter at the bottom. See the filter there, the other filter was much bigger, longer, so I've had to adapt this filter holding bracket and the bottom basin bracket. I've had to put a tube on there so it locks into place, because obviously I've got all that room now which won't thread in, so I've put a chamber around the screw thread there, and that's locked in now, so it's all locked together. And these are the ports I'm on about. That's the one there, you can see inlet arrow there, and there's nothing on this top port, so that one I've sealed off. That one's where the fuel's going in guys, and on the other side, the bottom one with the arrow on it going in, that's sealed off with a bolt. And that's the actual outlet to the engine. So that's your fuel coming in on this side, fuel coming in on this side, fuel going out to the rockers on that side. Lovely job there. And all of those threads have been treated with this PTFE guys, PTFE sorry, thread screw sealer. All those screws have been treated with that and wrapped around, and it's all nice and solid now, and there's no dripping at all out there. Now obviously when that's all done and you've got it sealed, you need to prime it guys, get that nice and solid. So that's solid, that primer there, that's a priming button that will press when you prime. You open the little jet here, just open that little screw on the outside, just open it up, keep pressing that till the fuel starts flooding out of here. Obviously get a cashier or some tissue under there while that's doing, and as soon as that's flooding through with a nice flow guys, seal it back up, repressurize it to it's rock hard. That's rock hard now, and the engine starts first time now. And I've took it for a test run and everything. Make sure there's nothing dripping. You got to make sure there's no leaks guys, you don't want no leaks of diesel going down there. It's all sealed now and it's looking pucker. We do love new parts on the van, So hopefully that's sorted. Just turn the camera around. Right, what I'll do now, I have started up, so she started. She wouldn't start before because of that slight leak, and the pressure wasn't there. Wasn't enough pressure. You've got to get solid pressure in there. So I started her up after sealing everything, and she started more or less first time. I had to give the battery a bit of a charge because I'd run it down trying to start it before. But she's ticking over now, and she's running all right. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go for a little test ride and see if the performance is any better, because she was sluggish going up hills, really sluggish, and every now and again she stuttered when I was doing about 50 mile an hour, 45, 50 mile an hour. She just had that stutter. And when I was going up a gradient, she really stuttered a little bit going to the top, going down to first gear. So hopefully this should sort all those stuttering issues out with Christine. Cracking. Let's go for a test drive. You coming? Little drive just round the block here at my daughter's house. Doing my winterisation for the van, all my little repairs from all of the last 12 months adventures. Let's do this test drive. Right guys, here we go. Tick it over. So a little battery charge as well, so got a bit of charge in it. I'll do a little test run now, just charge the battery back up to its full potential. We've got 11.7 on the battery at the moment. Diesel heater light's just gone out. Let's tick it over. That actually sounds a lot better, a lot smoother than it did before. I've changed that filter and primer. Right, see what it does on the fuels, shall we? Go and give it a test drive. Back at you in a bit, guys. About 10 minutes now, just driving around, done a few hills and everything, and I must say it's noticeable. It really is noticeable. I mean, I know it's only a fuel filter and a primer, but you saw the gump that was in that filter, guys. It was a total mess. I don't think the filter had ever been changed on this van, probably since it was bloody new. I don't know. We've got a big hill here, just to see how she usually on the hills like this, when I preach into the third, she won't do it. She's going up quite nicely. Before it would judder as I was coming up a hill like this, before I fitted this primer and new filter, it would judder coming up that hill. Smooth as silk. And the engine sounds a lot better as well. It sounds so much smoother. Obviously that's due to the fuel flow going in. There wasn't the correct fuel flow before with that blocked up filter and that tatty old primer pump. Great. Okay, you may say, why did I get the smaller filters? Well, it came with the package. It came with the recommended filters for that actual primer unit. Even though they're a lot shorter than the filters from before, I got 4 extra filters with it. So I meant that adaptation on it. So I've got plenty of filters now. So every 6 months I'll change my filter. Okay, it won't last as long as the bigger filter. I've got 4 filters in the back now. 6 months each. That's 2 years worth of filters. Right, I'm just going to go in the garage and fill up the diesel, and I'll come back to you and give you a summary. Right. Oh, the sun's a bit clear, eh? Well, there you go. Summary on that. Worked a bloody dream. Quite pleased with myself fitting that, actually. It was a bit of a tussle getting that adapter screw to fit, so everything locks together. But other than that, and the leaks as well, I've got some sealant around that, and it's fine. It sounds like a different engine. It's crazy, isn't it? It just shows you how important filters are and the primer pump are, especially your filters, guys. When's the last time you looked at your filters? The gunk inside that filter was unbelievable. It was like 2 inches of sludge at the bottom of the chamber, absolutely thick. All the chemicals and compounds within diesel, I suppose, all filtered through. And it's that you want, not going into your engine, so that's why you have a filter on board. But she sounds like a different engine, smooth as silk. She goes up hills now, no stuttering now at 40, 50 mile an hour. total different engine. I should have done this a long time ago. But that filter, guys, that was an old filter inside this van. I bet that's been in this van 15 years. Oh, I bet you it's been in this van for 15 years. But anyway, there you go, all done and dusted, so nice and easy to do. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's nice and simple, guys, as long as I get all the right bits and everything. And I've just treated myself down at Greg's. Got a big bag of cookies, lovely jubbly, and of course, half a dozen hot sausage rolls. Pucker. I've missed my sausage rolls from Greg's on my tours. Right, guys, and that'll do for this video. And that's how to change a fuel primer pump and filter, even if it's the wrong filter, on a Talbot Express 2.5 diesel. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I like tinkling about, and we all like new parts, don't we? Right, let's crack on, eh? Let's sort my winter. Where are we going for winter? What are we doing for winter, guys? For my winter season, Vanlife off grid. I'll let you know pretty soon, guys. Have a good day. Give us a like, give us a share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Give us a comment down below. If you've not done your filter yet, are you going to have a look? Catch you later, guys. Ta-da.